What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be getting into my Week 15 NFL predictions. Let's dive into this here. First, starting out with the Week 14 picks, what I got right and what I got wrong here. Starting out with the first matchup on Thursday Night Football, I did get the Patriots game wrong. Patriots beat Pittsburgh in an upset. New England's offense played well that game, so give them credit. Got that one wrong. Did get Cincinnati, though, right, over Indianapolis. The Colts played a really good game with Jake Browning. The Browns did get the upset pick right over Browns over Jaguars, even with Lawrence. Got that one right. I did get the Falcons game wrong against the Bucs. The Buccaneers go into Atlanta and pull off the win. Also got the Lions one wrong. Lions pull off a big upset over Chicago. Other way around. Bears pull off a big upset over Chicago or over Detroit. So that's good for them. Did get the Saints game right, though, or Carolina. Pretty obvious one there. I mean, it was a little bit of a closer game than what that score showed, but Saints did win that one. Did get the Texans game wrong over the Jets. Zach Wilson played a good football game, and the Jets win. Did get the Ravens one right over Los Angeles right there. Crazy one there. Was much closer than I anticipated, and it looked like a lot of people anticipated. Did get the Vikings one right in a low-scoring affair, but the Vikings did pull that one off. Unfortunately, I did get the Niners game right over the Seahawks. I wanted the Seattle Seahawks to win, but the Niners swept us this season, which is a weird place to be in, if you know what I mean, as a Seahawks fan. But the Niners did win that one. Did get the Broncos game right over Chargers. Unfortunately, Justin Herbert did get injured in that game as well, so that's not good for the Chargers. Did get the Bills one right in an upset. Crazy one there. Mahomes, we all know, he was complaining after that one, but the Bills did win that one. Did get Dallas right over Philadelphia as well in another upset pick. The Cowboys did come out at home and really dominated that Eagles team in that one. And then I got the Dolphins one wrong on Monday Night Football. The Titans rally back in that one to pull off a big upset. And also the Giants. I said this could be maybe an upset here with the Giants, but didn't pick it. I was leaning towards Green Bay, but the Giants did pull off that win. So I believe that was 9-6. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 9-6 on the week. That would leave my record at 130-78. So now we are officially done with bye weeks. 4 more weeks remaining in the season. Let's get into this here. Some Saturday games are coming. Starting out with the Thursday night game, we have the Chargers taking on the Raiders. Justin Herbert, we all know, is out for the season. So that does complicate this pick. Both these teams are not good football teams at this point. I'm going to go with Las Vegas, though. I do think that this team is better coached at this point with the interim head coach down there in Las Vegas over Brandon Staley's group. I think this Raiders defense is playing a lot better this season. Chargers defense has kind of picked it up over the past few weeks, but not enough, I think, to get this one. This one will probably be, a low-scoring game and a boring one, but bad offenses. But give me the Raiders to pull off the win. And then the Saturday game, we have the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Interesting one. You look at the Vikings, Josh Dobbs getting benched this week. They did not play good last week against the Raiders, and then previously did not play good against the Bears. So I believe Justin Jefferson is going to be playing in this game. He did get banged up again, I think, in their previous one. So that's a big factor. You look at both of these teams. They're both good football teams. I think they both have their styles, but I'm going to go with the Bengals. They're just a hotter team at this point. Being played in Cincinnati, their defense is going to be playing good. I think the Vikings defense has been very underrated this season, so I do think they can do some things against the Bengals. But the way that offense has been playing the past few games, I'm just not going to bet on them to figure it out against a very solid Bengals team right now. So give me Cincinnati to pull off this one. And then we have the next Saturday game. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Colts. Mitch Trubisky and the Steelers come into this one, and they looked awful last week against the Patriots offensively, especially in that first half. The defense, TJ Watt expected to play this one, so that's going to be a big impact for them. You look at the Colts, also a team that played bad last week, getting crushed by Cincinnati. That's just not what you wanted to see if you were a Colts fan. Honestly, though, I am going to go with the Indianapolis Colts in this one. I do trust Gardner Minshew more than I do Mitch Trubisky. This Colts team's well coached. I think at this point, better coached than the Steelers. With Mike Tomlin, I'm going to go with Indy in this one. But I could very much see the Steelers winning this one. This would be a very much Steelers-type win if they get this one. But give me Indianapolis. And then the next one, we do have the Saturday night game between the Detroit Lions and the Denver Broncos. I'm actually excited for this one between these two. You look at Detroit right now, they are a team on the downward trajectory. You look at the Broncos, they're a team on the upward trajectory. Lions haven't looked great the past, ever since that Ravens game. They just haven't seemed like the same Lions team. Jared Goff hasn't been playing the best football. You look at that defense. It's just missing a secondary, and really Aiden Hutchinson's trying to keep that whole defense together. You look at Denver, that defense has played like a unit ever since the Dolphins collapsed. They've been playing a lot better. Give credit to Vance Joseph. He's turned things around, and Russell Wilson's playing good football. So I am going to go with the Denver Broncos. I know this one's being played in Detroit, but I'm done counting on Detroit right now. I've been picking them for a lot of these games previously. They're playing a good football team here. I don't trust them to get their crap figured out in time for this one. You look at Denver right now. That defense has been playing really good. Wilson's been playing really good football. Again, being played in Detroit, it's going to be a tough game. This one can go either way, but I'm going to go with the upset in the Broncos. All right, down here we have the Cleveland Browns taking on the Chicago Bears. Being played in Cleveland, this one's going to be tough. The Bears need to win this one to have an opportunity. If they fall in this one, I think their season is done. But if you look at the Browns right now, this is a team that Joe Flacco played really solid last week. The defense, obviously, we know what that unit is. They're really solid. Haven't been playing the best the past couple weeks, but they're still a really good defense, obviously. I think I'm going to go with Cleveland. I think this defense is just going to be too much for Justin Fields and that offense. And then if you look at the Bears defense, they've been playing better. I think they can do some decent stuff against the Browns, but I just don't think it's going to be enough. And Joe Flacco playing decent enough. So give me the Browns to win this one. Next up, we do have the Falcons taking on the Panthers. In this one, I'm not going to oversweat it. I'm going to go with Atlanta. Maybe Carolina finds a way to win here. I just don't trust that team, though. They're just not balanced. Bryce Young just not playing great. That whole offense is just horrible. The defense, it's a bottom 20 defense in the league. And you look at Atlanta, this team has a lot more talent. They're very inconsistent, but I am going to go with the Falcons to win that one. Down here, we do have the Packers taking on the Buccaneers. Interesting game. Both these teams are fighting for playoff spots. You look at Tampa Bay, they're a team that wants to be in the mix. They're right now at the top of the NFC South. A win here will very much help their odds of winning that division. You look at Green Bay, though. Green Bay just lost to the Giants. They're right now, maybe they could win the division. I don't know how that would work out, but you never know. If you look at, I guess if they win out, yeah, there's not a great chance. But anyway, you look at the Packers, their main goal right now is to find a way to make the wild card round. Obviously, the Giants' loss didn't help them. But I think they bounce back. Maybe the Giants' loss will be a wake-up call. We need to see some better coaching from Joe Barry. He was doing a lot better against the better teams, but that was a bad performance from Barry last week. This Tampa Bay team is just average on both units. I don't think that's going to be enough to beat a Packers team who has a lot of good talent. So give me Green Bay. And it's being played in Lambeau, which is going to be tough for Tampa. Okay, down here we have the Texans taking on the Titans. Big factor in this game is if CJ Stroud is injured. Is he? I believe he is out, but let me search it up just to see. So he is not at his practice right now. I heard D'Amico Ryans saying that they're going to take it slow with CJ. The future's the priority, as they should. If CJ Stroud's playing, I would go with the Texans in this one, but honestly, I'm going to bet that he's not. So it's going to be a backup versus Will Levis here and the Titans. And the Titans, sneaky, are playing good football. Almost beat the Colts a couple weeks ago. Then come back and beat the Dolphins. Give me Tennessee here. Well-coached team with Mike Vrabel. D'Amico Ryans' team, I think, will have a better week than last week. But being played in Tennessee, I think it's going to be difficult. So give me the Titans to pull off the win over Houston. And then, if CJ Stroud, honestly, even if CJ Stroud's playing, I'm just going to keep this with Tennessee because CJ Stroud didn't look great last week. It's a good Titans team. So let's just go with an upset there. So, going to stick with that one no matter who is playing for the Texans at quarterback. Moving on down here, we do have the Dolphins taking on the Jets. Dolphins looking for a big bounce back week. Jets trying to continue on that momentum from last week. So two different situations here. I am going to go with Miami though. That's got to be a wake up call for that Dolphins team. They just cannot blow leads like that. They have too much talent. Don't really know the status on Tyreek Hill. I don't think it'll really do anything though in this one. That Jets offense. We'll see if they look like that from the previous week. But for now, I'm going to bet on the Dolphins at home to win that one. They're just the better team at this point, in my opinion. All right, down here, we do have the Saints taking on the Giants. Can Danny DeVito, not Danny DeVito, Tommy DeVito continue his streak? I'm sure Danny DeVito's cheering for the Giants here. It's going to be tough. It's being played in New Orleans. The Saints team's been very inconsistent, especially as of recent. Just don't really like how that team's been playing. They're still a good team, though, I think. Well, not an average football team. Better than the Giants. The Giants have won a lot of games in a row, but I think they're going to have a little bit more of a tougher time against that Saints secondary this week for Tommy DeVito. So give me the Saints to win that one. All right, moving on. We do have the Chiefs taking on the Patriots. Big bounce back week for Kansas City. I'm going to pick them in this one. This game was so bad they flexed it out of Monday Night Football. First time ever that they've ever done that for a Monday night game. But give me the Chiefs in this one. I just don't trust that Patriots team. I know they got a win last week, but Kansas City's looking to bounce back, and this is the perfect game to do so. Down here, we do have the Rams taking on Washington. Washington's coming off the bye, but I am going to go with Los Angeles. This Rams team, go Commanders, though. Want them to win this one. But this Rams team's been playing very solid as of late, especially against the Ravens. They went pound for pound with Baltimore, surprisingly. Almost won that one. You look at the Commanders. This team is coming off a bye. Got Sam Howell. But this Rams team right now is just playing a lot better football. The Commanders were playing bad football coming into that bye. We'll see if Ron Rivera can fix some things, but give me LA. Down here, we do have the 49ers taking on the Cardinals. Another pretty easy one to pick. I am going to go with San Francisco in this one. the Niners are one of the best team in the NFL. Cardinals, a team that has been playing pretty scrappy and has Kyler Murray, but just not the best defense. I mean, just not the best talent on that team to compete. I think the Niners will probably run all over Arizona in that one. And then moving on down here, we do have the Cowboys taking on the Bills, 10-3 versus 7-6. Fun game here. I'm excited to see what happens in this one. You look at Dallas right now. This is a team that's been playing really good as of late. Beating Seattle, beating Philadelphia. You look at that defense for the Cowboys. It's obviously dominant with Micah Parsons. Didn't play good against Seattle, but figured some things out last week against Philadelphia. Then you look at Buffalo. Ever since they fired Ken Dorsey, I believe was his name, their offensive coordinator, they've been playing very much better. Josh Allen slinging the football. No. Sorry. It's just tough to beat that Bills team when they're playing like that. It's being played in Buffalo. I am going to go with the Bills in this one, actually, for an upset to continue their hot streak. They need a win. If they're going to make the playoffs, they need a win. And speaking of, if the Bills make the playoffs, man, geez, who wants to play Josh Allen in that Buffalo team? But anyway, I think this team pulls off the win over Dallas in a close one. Give me Buffalo. And then finishing it off for Sunday Night Football, we do have the Ravens taking on the Jaguars. Another good game here. You look at Baltimore, just barely beating Los Angeles last week. Lamar Jackson's playing really solid football. This week trying to continue keeping that number one overall seed in the AFC. I do think they're the most complete team in this AFC at this point. Taking on the Jaguars, who the Trevor Lawrence injury was rough last week. We'll see how they look a little bit better this week. They're on a 2-game losing skid. So they need to figure things out on that end. You look at that offense, it has been a little bit frustrating this season. Hasn't really gotten in mix, especially with Calvin Ridley this year. So you want a little bit more on that side of the ball. The defense, Josh Allen's really the big stepping part of that defense. Other than him, it's not the best defense in the world. I am going to go with Baltimore. I know it's being played in Jacksonville here. I just think this Ravens team's the more complete team. They're playing really good football right now. So I do think the Ravens pull off the win. And then finishing it off on Monday Night Football, we have the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Interesting game here. A big factor in this game is if Geno Smith is going to be playing. I think Geno Smith has a much better opportunity of beating the Eagles than Drew Lock would. Status unclear. Okay, so that's not the greatest news, but you gotta play it as you will. I'm gonna just assume that Geno is going to be playing in this game. This offense has been playing a lot better. They played pretty decent against the Niners. Played really good against the Cowboys when they had Geno in there. That defense, it's very concerning. I think they can figure things out on a little bit of a longer week. Maybe get a little bit of a better unit there. Performance. Devin Witherspoon also a big factor. He needs to play in this game. I believe he will. You look at the Eagles in this game. They're on a skid as well right now. Philadelphia losing to the Niners and Dallas back-to-back weeks to fall to 10-3. Jalen Hurts, the lack of explosiveness at times for the Eagles offense has been concerning. And what are the Seahawks worst at is giving up explosive plays on defense. So that's a big factor in this game that you need to watch out for. Which one of those weaknesses is going to prevail? I think that I'm going to trust Seattle at home in this one for a big upset. Going to pick my Seahawks. It's a must-win game for us. The Eagles also need it. So both these teams are going to be wanting to win this one, but I'm going to go with Seattle. All right, anyway, guys, thank you all for watching this video today. Hope you all enjoyed the content. Comment down below your predictions. Anyway, guys, peace out.